right, folks, welcome to, let me start it. Hello, folks, welcome to Fat Off the Bone. My name's Rodney, this is Shane, and we're here to simplify cooking, outdoor cooking, trying to get the fat off the bone. Make it as simple as possible. No fancy ingredients.
Nothing you can't find at a grocery store if you want to buy it there. This is a regular old 22-inch Weber charcoal grill, just like the ones you see on Facebook Marketplace for $40, $50 all over the place, or brand new for, what, less than 150?
Oh, God, yeah.
They've sold probably 1 billion of these things. They work well. They're very good at what they do. We're going to cook a chuck roast today on this grill. We're using B&B lump charcoal. We've already got the chimney going here. This is my fancy charcoal spreader. I'll get it all where you want it. And we're going to cook offset, which simply means charcoal on one side, food on the other. So we'll dump these.
Now, are you doing an offset? I
Yeah.
see the spread that you're doing here.
Yeah, all offset on this. Get them kind of. And that's a good thing about this lump charcoal, man. It lasts, well, you know, it lasts a long time. If you don't use it all, you can shut the vents off and use it the next time.
Now, when you're talking about an offset, what exactly do you mean for someone that may not know what offset means?
Fuel on one side, food on the opposite side. That's all it means.
Okay.
So, do that. And so I do a chuck roast, and I'm not going to do the whole thing today, but I'm going to tell you how to do it. If you want to make a pot roast basically on a grill, you can use a sirloin roast or a chuck roast. Take your foil and foil you some potatoes, little baby potatoes, cut them half in two, butter on top. Carrots, same thing, butter on top. An onion wrapped up whole, mushrooms, and your roast. Now, I marinate roast, they make the A1 marinade, and that's what I always use. So you would cook your roast, you put your foil packs on here, and at the end you put it all together. But we're just going to cook the roast today, and this is a chuck roast that we're using. Now, this chuck roast is marinated in the A1 marinade. You can buy it at the grocery store. You don't want to overcook chuck roast. You don't want to get it above 130, 140 degrees internal, nice and tender. If you do that, this has been marinating for about 24 hours, and we're just going to throw it right on the grill, opposite side from the coals. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. An hour from now, no more than 70 minutes, this thing will be ready. And if we were doing the entire meal, you would put your potatoes here, your carrots here, you know, put them like this, and it was done, you put it all back together. But we're going to make this, just slice it, have it for sandwiches. You could make poor man's burn-ins with this, which we already have an episode. You can watch that.
All right.
We have an episode on that. Just put the lid on it. I like to put, if you're cooking offset, I like to turn the vent the same way that the meat is, because it'll pull out, kind of come across like this and go out. And then for this, we're going to have it about 2/3 open, like that. You can adjust from the top or bottom. I tend to adjust more from the top. He adjusts more from the bottom. Just don't do both. If you do both, you'll screw it up. You'll never get it fixed.
That's exactly right.
So,
pick your poison.
All this thing's got to do is sit here and smoke and cook, and about an hour from now, we'll show you the finished product. This is Fat Off the Bone. Please tell all your friends to subscribe. We sure would appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's free to subscribe.
We like free.
We like free stuff. But we'll be back, like I say, in about an hour and a half or so to see the finished product on this, and hopefully we'll make some miles out of it.
Absolutely. Hey folks, welcome back to Fat Off the Bone. And we put this chuck roast on about an hour ago. I checked it with my digital thermometer. You really need to invest in one of these. A cheap one's less than $10. It'll make sure that your food's done properly. We got this at 135 degrees internal, which is exactly where you want it. Now, if you would have made the whole meal like I was talking about, you then would take your potatoes, here your carrots, mushrooms, onions, and you got a whole pot roast right there. If you do it that way, I forgot to tell you earlier, I like to put a pan under it with some more of that A1 marinade to catch the dripping and use that almost like a gravy. But that's it. We'll take it over here and slice it, show you what it looks like. And this took an hour. Marinated for a day. Took an hour, and it is tender. You can't, I mean, it is just absolutely, that right there will be as good. Now really, if you were going to make a meal, I would let it sit about 10 minutes, but for the purpose of the video, we're just slicing it. You let it sit about 10 minutes, you won't lose as much juice here. But I promise you, that is one of the cheaper cuts of meat that you can get. You cook it right, slice it right, take it off at 135, no more than 140, and you'll have an excellent tender roast that'll go good with just about anything you want to eat it with. It's really, really good. You can do it with a sirloin roast, a round roast, a London broil, but by far the most tender of all the roast is going to be a chuck roast to make this recipe. So pick you one up, some A1 marinade, make your own marinade if you'd like to, and give it a try. We appreciate y'all watching Fat Off the Bone. We appreciate you subscribing. Please tell all your friends and neighbors to subscribe. It's free, as you know, and we'll do all we can to, as Rodney would say, make mouths happy. Thank you.